You're listening to Folklore Studios. In today's video, we will discover the folklore and mythical creatures of East Asia. Allow yourself to relax as each story is gently read, guiding you into a calm, restful state. Like and subscribe to explore more magical legends from around the world.
Yokai, the quiet spirits of the night world.
Imagine a quiet Japanese village resting beneath a moonlit sky. Wooden homes sit peacefully along narrow paths, paper lanterns glowing softly beneath curved eaves. The air is cool and still, carrying the faint scent of pine, rain-dampened earth, and old wood. Crickets sing gently in the distance, and somewhere nearby, water flows slowly over smooth stones. In this calm, in-between hour, the world feels hushed and attentive. It is within this stillness that the yokai dwell. In folklore, yokai are often described as strange or mysterious spirits. In this sleep-friendly retelling, yokai are gentle presences of the night, neither harmful nor frightening, but quiet observers of the world as it rests. They exist in the spaces between things, between forest and village, between shadow and light, between waking and sleep. Picture the yokai not as monsters, but as soft manifestations of the living world. Some resemble animals moving with unusual grace. Others appear as faint silhouettes, flickers of movement at the edge of vision, or subtle shifts in the air. Many yokai are invisible entirely, known only by the feeling that the night itself is watching kindly. Their habitat is everywhere the world grows quiet. Forest paths, old bridges, shrines, kitchens after midnight, and lantern-lit streets when footsteps fade. They are most active when human noise softens, when thoughts slow, and when the world begins to breathe more deeply. Imagine walking slowly along a forest path just beyond the village. Tall cedar trees rise around you, their branches swaying gently overhead. Moonlight filters through leaves, scattering pale patterns across moss-covered ground. The forest feels ancient and calm, as if it has been waiting patiently for this moment. As you walk, you sense a presence nearby. Not sudden, not alarming, simply aware. A yokai may be standing quietly beside the path, observing without judgment. Or perhaps it moves unseen above you, resting in the branches, listening to the night. A story is told of a traveler who once became lost in such a forest at dusk. Instead of rushing or calling out, the traveler sat quietly beneath a tree and listened. As the night deepened, the forest seemed to settle around them. Yokai gathered unseen, guiding the traveler's thoughts away from fear and toward calm awareness. When morning arrived, the traveler awoke safely near a familiar path, deeply rested and at peace. The sounds surrounding the yokai are soft and rhythmic. The rustle of leaves, the distant murmur of water, the gentle creak of wood, the hum of insects woven into the night air. These sounds blend into a natural lullaby, encouraging the mind to slow and the body to rest. As you imagine the yokai now, see them moving slowly through the village and forest. One pauses near a lantern, watching its light flicker. Another rests beneath a bridge, listening to the steady flow of water. Others dissolve into shadow entirely, becoming part of the night itself.
Let your breath follow their rhythm. Inhale slowly as the lantern glows. Exhale gently as shadows soften. The yokai encourage stillness, patience, and gentle awareness. They do not demand attention. They simply share the quiet with you, reminding you that rest is natural and that the night is safe. As the hours pass, the village grows even quieter. Lanterns dim. The forest settles. Yokai return to their resting places, beneath roots, within walls, among branches, or within the calm spaces between thoughts.
You feel yourself growing heavier, more relaxed. Muscles soften. Thoughts drift like mist through moonlight, slowly dissolving into darkness. The yokai remain nearby, not watching closely, but ensuring that the night remains peaceful. Their presence fades into a gentle reassurance, like knowing someone kind is awake while you sleep. Allow yourself to drift now. The forest breathes. The village rests. The night continues. And the yokai, quiet spirits of the in-between world, keep gentle watch as sleep arrives naturally and effortlessly.
Kodama, the quiet spirits of the ancient trees.
Imagine an ancient Japanese forest just after dusk. Tall trees rise high into the darkening sky, their trunks wide and weathered, roots winding slowly through moss-covered earth. The air is cool and damp, carrying the scent of bark, rain, and green leaves. Somewhere deep within the forest, water drips softly from branch to branch, and insects hum in a slow, steady rhythm. This forest has stood for centuries. It has watched seasons pass, storms come and go, and generations of travelers move quietly beneath its canopy. Within these trees dwell the Kodama, gentle spirits of the forest, born from age, patience, and deep-rooted stillness. In folklore, Kodama are said to inhabit old trees, protecting them and giving the forest its quiet life. In this sleep-friendly retelling, Kodama are soft, peaceful guardians, never rushing, never speaking loudly, existing in harmony with the slow rhythm of nature itself. Picture the Kodama not as something startling, but as subtle presences. Some appear as faintly glowing shapes near the bark of ancient trees. Others are invisible entirely, known only by a gentle feeling of calm when you pass beneath certain branches. Their voices, if they have them at all, are no louder than the rustle of leaves. The habitat of the Kodama is the deep forest, especially places untouched by noise or haste. They dwell in towering cedars, gnarled oaks, and quiet groves where sunlight filters softly through leaves. They are most active at dawn and dusk, when the forest breathes slowly and the world grows still. Imagine walking along a narrow forest path. The ground beneath your feet is soft with fallen leaves and moss. Sunlight fades as the canopy thickens overhead, replaced by silver moonlight slipping between branches. You pause beside an especially large tree, its trunk wide and textured, its presence calm and reassuring.
As you stand quietly, you sense something nearby, not a movement, but an awareness. A kodama rests within the tree, observing gently, content with your stillness. You feel no fear, only a sense of belonging, as if the forest recognizes your calm and welcomes you. A story is told of a woodcutter who once entered such a forest with heavy thoughts weighing on his mind. As he rested beside an old tree, the forest grew unusually quiet. Slowly, the tension in his body eased. The kodama within the trees listened, not judging, not interrupting. When the woodcutter finally stood to leave, his thoughts felt lighter, his breath deeper, and his sleep that night was long and peaceful.
The sounds surrounding the kodama are gentle and grounding. Leaves shifting softly overhead, distant birds settling for the night, the low hum of insects, and the faint creak of trees moving together in the breeze. These sounds form a natural lullaby, guiding the mind toward rest. As you imagine the kodama now, see them moving slowly through the forest, not walking, but appearing and fading among trees. One glows faintly beside a mossy trunk. Another lingers near a stream, reflecting moonlight like a small, quiet star. Others remain unseen, their presence felt only as a sense of peace. Let your breath follow the forest's rhythm. Inhale slowly as branches sway above. Exhale gently as leaves settle below. The kodama encourage patience, stillness, and deep rest. They do not hurry the night. They allow time to unfold naturally, reminding the forest and you that nothing needs to be forced. As the night deepens, the forest grows darker and quieter. Moonlight softens. The kodama return to their trees, settling within bark and root, becoming one with the forest again.
You feel yourself growing heavier, supported by the steady presence of the earth beneath you. Muscles relax, thoughts slow and drift like mist between trunks. The forest breathes gently around you, holding you in calm silence. The kodama remain quiet and watchful, ensuring that the forest stays peaceful as sleep arrives. Their presence fades into the background, like a gentle memory or a distant dream. Allow yourself to rest now. The forest stands strong. The trees remain patient. The night continues. And the kodama, ancient spirits of the trees, keep silent watch as you drift naturally and comfortably into sleep.
Kitsune, the gentle fox spirit of moonlit paths. Imagine a quiet countryside road in Japan, winding gently between fields and low hills beneath a pale, glowing moon. Tall grasses sway softly in the night breeze, and fireflies drift lazily through the air like tiny floating stars. The world feels calm and hushed, as though it has slowed itself for rest. Along this moonlit path moves a quiet, graceful presence, the kitsune. In folklore, kitsune are fox spirits known for intelligence, magic, and transformation. In this sleep-friendly retelling, the kitsune is not mischievous or deceptive, but wise, calm, and quietly protective, a gentle guide of nighttime paths and wandering thoughts. Picture the kitsune as a beautiful fox with soft, silver-orange fur that seems to glow faintly under moonlight. Its eyes are deep and thoughtful, reflecting starlight and ancient knowledge. As it walks, its steps are light and soundless, barely disturbing the grass beneath its paws. Some say a kitsune may have more than one tail, each representing patience, age, and understanding. In this gentle vision, the tails move slowly, flowing like ribbons in the night air. The habitat of the kitsune is the borderlands, places where one space becomes another. Quiet roads between villages, forest edges, shrine paths, and open fields at dusk and dawn. It favors moments of transition when the world is neither fully awake nor fully asleep. Imagine walking along the path yourself. The ground is cool beneath your feet, and the night air feels clean and refreshing. Ahead, you notice a fox sitting calmly by the roadside, tail curled neatly around its paws. It does not flee, it simply watches, head tilted slightly, eyes kind and attentive. As you approach, the fox rises and begins to walk ahead of you, glancing back occasionally, as if inviting you to follow. Not quickly, not urgently, but at a pace that feels comfortable and unhurried. You sense that this kitsune knows the way, even if you do not. A story is told of a traveler who once lost their way while journeying home late at night. Fatigued and anxious, they sat down beside the road, unsure which direction to take. A fox appeared quietly from the tall grass, paused, and then began to walk down a narrow path the traveler had not noticed before. Trusting the calm presence, the traveler followed. Before long, the lights of home appeared in the distance, and the fox vanished softly into the fields. That night, the traveler slept deeply, comforted by the quiet guidance they had received. The sounds surrounding the kitsune are soft and soothing, the whisper of grass in the breeze, the gentle chirring of insects, the distant call of night birds, and the quiet padding of paws on earth. These sounds blend together into a gentle nighttime rhythm, encouraging relaxation and calm awareness. As you imagine the kitsune now, see it walking ahead along the moonlit path. Its movements are smooth and unhurried. Each step feels purposeful, yet peaceful. Let your breath match its pace. Inhale slowly as it steps forward. Exhale gently as it pauses and looks back. The kitsune encourages trust, intuition, and gentle curiosity. It reminds you that you do not need to see the entire path ahead, only the next few steps. The night itself will guide the rest. As the hours pass, the landscape grows quieter. Fields give way to forest edges. Lantern light from distant homes fades. The kitsune eventually slows, stopping near a small shrine nestled beneath old trees. It sits calmly, tail wrapped close, watching as the night deepens. You feel a sense of arrival, not at a destination, but at rest. Muscles loosen. Thoughts that once felt tangled now drift freely, like clouds passing across the moon. There is nothing left to decide, nowhere left to go.
The kitsune's presence softens further, becoming part of the night itself. Its form blends gently with shadow and moonlight until it is no longer clearly seen, only felt as a quiet reassurance. Allow yourself to settle now. The path has carried you far enough. The night is kind. Sleep is waiting. The kitsune remains nearby, a silent guardian of the in-between hours, ensuring the road stays safe and calm as dreams begin to form.
Tengu, the quiet guardians of the mountain winds. Imagine a high mountain path in Japan, winding gently upward through ancient cedar forests. The air is cool and clean, carrying the scent of stone, pine needles, and distant clouds. The world feels elevated here, quieter, lighter, as though sound itself has learned to move more slowly. Far below, valleys rest in darkness, while above, stars begin to appear one by one in the deepening sky. High in these mountains dwell the Tengu. In folklore, Tengu are often described as powerful, sometimes fierce beings of the mountains and wind. In this sleep-friendly retelling, the Tengu are calm, contemplative guardians, keepers of balance, solitude, and quiet awareness. They are not creatures of chaos, but of discipline, patience, and the steady rhythm of nature.
Picture the Tengu as tall, gentle figures standing among the trees or resting on high ridges. Their presence is light, almost blending with the mountain air itself. Feathers and cloth move softly in the breeze, and their expressions are peaceful and thoughtful. They do not rush, and they do not speak unless necessary. Most of the time, they simply observe. The habitat of the Tengu is the high places, mountain peaks, forested slopes, hidden shrines, and narrow paths carved into stone over centuries. They favor places where wind moves freely and where silence feels intentional. These are spaces where thoughts naturally slow and breathing deepens.
Imagine yourself walking slowly along a mountain trail. The ground beneath your feet is firm and steady. Each step feels supported. The forest opens occasionally to reveal wide views of distant hills and drifting clouds. As you pause to rest, a gentle breeze moves past you, cool and refreshing. With the wind comes a presence, not sudden, not startling, simply there. A Tengu stands quietly nearby, leaning against a tree or resting atop a stone. Its wings are folded, unmoving. Its gaze is calm and distant, as though watching the movement of clouds rather than the passing of time. You feel no fear, only a sense of steadiness, as if the mountain itself has acknowledged you. A story is told of a monk who once climbed these mountains seeking clarity. For days, his thoughts remained restless. One evening, as he sat quietly on a ridge, the wind shifted and a tengu appeared beside him. It did not speak or gesture. It simply stood there, breathing with the mountain. Slowly, the monk's thoughts quieted. By morning, clarity had arrived, not as answers, but as peace. That night, his sleep was deep and uninterrupted. The sounds surrounding the tengu are minimal and soothing. Wind brushing through branches, the distant call of birds settling for the night, the soft scrape of stone warming and cooling with the air. These sounds form a gentle mountain rhythm, encouraging the body to release tension. As you imagine the tengu now, see it moving slowly along a ridge, steps light and measured. Its wings lift slightly as the wind passes, then settle again. Let your breathing follow the mountain air. Inhale slowly, cool and steady. Exhale gently, warm and relaxed. The tengu encourage discipline without effort, awareness without strain. They remind you that strength can be quiet and that rest is not weakness, but balance. As night deepens, clouds drift lazily across the stars. The forest below grows darker and still. The tengu return to their resting places, perched on ridges, standing beneath trees, or dissolving gently into wind and shadow. You feel your body grow heavier, supported by the steady presence of the earth. Muscles soften. Thoughts stretch out and become less defined, like clouds thinning in moonlight. The mountain holds you in silence. The wind continues its slow movement. Nothing presses for attention. The tengu remain watchful, not nearby, but present, ensuring the night remains calm and undisturbed as sleep approaches. Their presence fades into the background, becoming part of the mountain itself. Allow yourself to rest now. The path has brought you high enough. The night is steady. Sleep comes naturally. And the tengu, quiet guardians of wind and stone, keep gentle watch as dreams begin to rise like clouds beneath the stars.
Kappa, the quiet spirit of still waters.
Imagine a slow-moving river winding through the Japanese countryside beneath a moonlit sky. The water reflects silver light as it passes gently between smooth stones and tall reeds. Fireflies hover just above the surface, blinking softly like drifting stars. The night air is cool and damp, carrying the scent of fresh water, moss, and grass. Everything feels unhurried, as though time itself has slowed to match the river's pace. Within these quiet waters lives the kappa. In folklore, kappa are often portrayed as mischievous water spirits. In this sleep-friendly retelling, the kappa is gentle, curious, and calm, a peaceful guardian of rivers, ponds, and streams. It is a creature deeply connected to water's natural rhythm, existing not to disrupt, but to observe and protect the balance of its environment. Picture the kappa, as a small turtle-like being with smooth skin that glistens faintly in moonlight. Its movements are slow and deliberate, never splashing or startling. Atop its head rests a shallow pool of water that reflects the sky, rippling gently as it breathes. Its eyes are large and thoughtful, filled with quiet curiosity rather than mischief. The habitat of the kappa is calm, fresh water, shallow rivers, secluded ponds, and quiet streams bordered by reeds and stones. It prefers places where water moves slowly, where reflections linger, and where the night remains undisturbed. These waters feel safe, ancient, and deeply restful. Imagine yourself sitting on the riverbank, feet resting on cool stones. The water flows past steadily, creating a soft, continuous murmur. As you sit quietly, the surface of the river shifts slightly. A small shape rises just above the waterline, eyes blinking slowly as it looks around. The kappa has noticed you. It does not approach quickly. Instead, it floats gently near the bank, half submerged, hands resting lightly on a stone. Its presence feels peaceful, almost meditative, as though it has been there all along and you have only just noticed it. A story is told of a child who once wandered to a riverbank at dusk, feeling restless and unable to sleep. As the moon rose, a kappa surfaced quietly nearby. It did not speak or gesture. It simply floated, mirroring the slow movement of the water. The child sat watching, breath gradually slowing, thoughts drifting like leaves downstream. That night, sleep came easily, carried by the gentle rhythm of the river and its silent guardian. The sounds surrounding the kappa are soft and soothing, water flowing around stones, reeds brushing lightly in the breeze, insects humming steadily, and the occasional gentle ripple as the kappa moves beneath the surface. These sounds form a natural water lullaby, encouraging deep relaxation. As you imagine the kappa now, see it drifting slowly through the water, fingers trailing gently just beneath the surface. Each movement creates small circular ripples that fade quickly back into stillness. Let your breathing follow the water's rhythm. Inhale slowly as the current passes. Exhale gently as the ripples fade. The kappa encourages patience, balance, and gentle awareness. It reminds you that stillness does not mean stopping, only flowing without effort. The water moves forward, yet never rushes. As the night deepens, mist begins to rise softly from the river's surface. Moonlight becomes diffused, turning the world into shades of silver and blue. The kappa sinks slightly lower into the water, resting just beneath the surface, eyes half closed, listening to the current. You feel your body grow heavier, supported by the earth beneath you and the steady sound of water nearby. Muscles loosen, thoughts stretch and drift, carried gently away like leaves floating downstream. The kappa remains, quietly watchful, ensuring the water stays calm and undisturbed. Its presence becomes less defined, blending seamlessly into the river itself. Allow yourself to rest now, The river continues its steady flow. The night remains calm. Sleep arrives naturally. And the kappa, gentle spirit of still waters, drifts peacefully beneath the surface as dreams begin to form, slow and quiet, like the river beneath the moon.
Baku, the gentle keeper of peaceful dreams.
Imagine a quiet bedroom illuminated by soft moonlight filtering through thin curtains. The world outside has grown still. Streets are empty, lights are dim, and even the air feels settled. Inside, everything is calm, warm, and safe. This is the hour when dreams begin to form and when the Baku quietly arrives. In Japanese folklore, the Baku is known as a dream-eating spirit. In this sleep-friendly retelling, the Baku is a gentle guardian of rest, appearing only to ease troubled thoughts and guide the mind toward peaceful sleep. It does not take dreams away entirely, it simply softens them, smoothing sharp edges and carrying worries gently into the night. Picture the Baku as a calm, rounded creature with features resembling several peaceful animals blended together. The sturdy body of a bear, the gentle trunk of an elephant, and the soft eyes of a kind, watchful being. Its movements are slow and deliberate, never startling, never hurried. Its presence feels comforting, like a warm blanket settling over the mind. The habitat of the Baku is the quiet space near sleep itself, bedrooms, resting places, and the gentle boundary between waking and dreaming. It moves softly through the night, unnoticed unless invited, arriving only when the world has grown calm enough to receive it. Imagine lying comfortably in bed. Your body feels heavy and relaxed. Your breathing is slow and steady. Somewhere nearby, without a sound, the Baku settles beside you. You do not see it clearly, only sense a warm, steady presence. A story is told of someone who struggled each night with restless thoughts and uneasy dreams. One evening, as they lay quietly, they imagined calling gently for the Baku. Soon their thoughts began to soften. Images that once felt sharp became smooth and distant. The Baku arrived, breathing slowly, absorbing worries like mist dissolving in morning light. That night, sleep came deep and uninterrupted.
The sounds surrounding the Baku are nearly silent. The faint rhythm of breathing, the distant hum of the night outside, the soft settling of sheets. These subtle sounds create a safe, comforting stillness, ideal for drifting into rest. As you imagine the Baku now, picture it breathing in gently, then breathing out slowly, releasing calm into the air around you. Let your breath follow its rhythm. Inhale slowly, steady, and deep. Exhale gently, releasing tension.
The Baku encourages release, trust, and rest. It reminds you that you do not need to solve anything tonight. Thoughts can wait until morning. The night is for restoration, not effort. As sleep draws closer, the Baku settles lower, curling quietly nearby. Any remaining worries are gathered gently and carried away, dissolving into the quiet darkness beyond thought. Your body feels heavier, safer, more supported. Muscles loosen. The space behind your eyes grows dark and calm. Dreams begin to form slowly, softly, like clouds drifting across a still sky. The Baku remains only as long as needed. Once peace has arrived, it fades gently into the night, leaving behind warmth, comfort, and deep rest. Allow yourself to sleep now. Nothing remains to be done. The night holds you safely, and the Baku, gentle keeper of peaceful dreams, watches quietly until sleep fully takes you, then disappears as dreams settle into calm, steady rhythm. Jorogumo, the weaver of moonlit stillness. Imagine a quiet forest glade beneath a pale, glowing moon. Tall trees encircle the clearing, their branches arching gently overhead. The air is cool and calm, carrying the faint scent of night flowers and damp earth. Somewhere nearby, water trickles softly over stones, and the forest hums with low, steady nighttime sounds. Everything feels balanced, suspended in gentle stillness. Within this calm space lives the Jorogumo. In folklore, Jorogumo are often portrayed as spider spirits with shifting forms. In this sleep-friendly retelling, the Jorogumo is a peaceful weaver of quiet moments, a spirit of patience, artistry, and the slow passage of time. It is not a creature of fear, but one of careful creation and still observation. Picture the Jorogumo as a graceful presence near the forest's edge. Its form is soft and subtle, never sudden. Silken threads glimmer faintly in the moonlight, woven carefully between branches, each strand placed with intention. The web is not a trap, but a work of art, delicate, symmetrical, and calm, catching dew and starlight like a net of silver threads. The habitat of the Jorogumo is quiet, undisturbed places, forest clearings, old gardens, secluded paths, and spaces where the world slows naturally. It favors still air, gentle moonlight, and long stretches of silence where patience can unfold without interruption. Imagine yourself standing at the edge of the clearing. You notice the web only when the light catches it just right. It shimmers softly, barely there. The Jorogumo rests nearby, unmoving, simply present. There is no sense of danger, only calm awareness, as though you are witnessing something private and peaceful. A story is told of an artist who once wandered into such a forest at night, feeling restless and unable to focus. As they sat quietly, watching moonlight move across a delicate web, their thoughts began to slow. The Jorogumo remained still, weaving patiently, strand by strand. By the time the artist left, their mind felt clear, and sleep came easily that night, filled with gentle dreams of flowing lines and quiet beauty. The sounds surrounding the Jorogumo are minimal and soothing. The faint brush of silk threads moving in air, distant insects humming steadily, leaves shifting softly above. These sounds form a delicate nighttime rhythm, encouraging calm focus and deep relaxation. As you imagine the Jorogumo now, watch as it moves slowly, deliberately, weaving a new strand. There is no hurry. Each movement is precise and gentle. Let your breathing mirror this pace. Inhale slowly, steady and light. Exhale gently, releasing tension. The Jorogumo encourages patience, stillness, and quiet appreciation. It reminds you that not everything must happen quickly, and that beauty often forms in silence. The night itself is a kind of weaving, dreams forming slowly, thread by thread. As the night deepens, dew gathers on the web, turning it into a constellation of tiny reflections. The Jorogumo settles into stillness, content with its work. The forest remains calm and undisturbed. You feel your body relax further, supported by the quiet around you. Thoughts soften and stretch out, no longer sharp or tangled. They drift gently, like moonlight moving across leaves. The Joroguno remains present but unobtrusive, a reminder that stillness can be creative and rest can be meaningful. Its form fades slowly into shadow, becoming part of the night itself. Allow yourself to rest now. The weaving is complete. The night is calm. Sleep arrives naturally, and the Jorogumo, quiet spirit of patience and moonlit stillness, remains peacefully in the clearing as dreams begin to form, slow and gentle, like silk catching light.
Neon, the quiet keeper of seasonal change.
Imagine a small village at the edge of the Chinese countryside on a winter evening. Snow rests lightly on rooftops and tree branches, softening every shape and sound. Lanterns glow warmly along quiet streets, their light reflecting on packed earth and stone. The air is cool, crisp, and still, carrying the faint scent of smoke, tea, and pine. This is a time of transition, when one year prepares to rest and another waits patiently to begin. During this gentle pause in the world's rhythm, the Nyan quietly emerges. In folklore, the Nyan is often described as a fearsome beast appearing at the turning of the year. In this sleep-friendly retelling, the Nyan is a calm, ancient creature of seasonal cycles, neither threatening nor chaotic, but deeply connected to renewal, rest, and the steady passage of time. Picture the Nyan as a large, gentle beast with soft scales that shimmer faintly in lantern light. Its movements are slow and deliberate, heavy yet careful, leaving no sudden sound behind. Its eyes are deep and reflective, holding the wisdom of many winters and many springs. Steam rises softly from its breath as it exhales into the cold night air. The habitat of the Nyan is the quiet edges of villages, mountain foothills, and open fields during seasonal change. It appears only briefly, arriving when one cycle closes and another begins, then retreating again into stillness. It does not linger. It simply ensures that time continues to move gently forward. Imagine standing at the edge of the village, watching lanterns sway lightly in the breeze. Beyond the last home, you notice a large shape resting quietly near the tree line. The Nian does not approach, it simply watches, listening to the village settle into rest, satisfied that the cycle has completed.
A story is told of an elder who once stayed awake through the longest night of winter, reflecting on the year that had passed. As the lanterns flickered and the village grew silent, the Nian appeared at the edge of the fields. It sat calmly, settled. When morning came, sleep followed naturally, deep and uninterrupted. The sounds surrounding the Nian are soft and grounding. The faint crackle of lantern flames, distant wind moving through bare branches, snow shifting gently beneath its weight. These sounds create a seasonal lullaby, steady and reassuring, encouraging rest. As you imagine the Nian now, see it lowering itself slowly onto the earth, curling slightly as it rests. Its breathing is deep and rhythmic. Let your breath follow its pace. Inhale slowly, cool and steady. Exhale gently, warm and relaxed. The Nian encourages acceptance, release, and renewal. It reminds you that every ending is simply a pause before something new, and that rest is an essential part of every cycle. Nothing needs to be carried forward unless it feels light. As the night deepens, lanterns dim, and snow continues to fall softly, the Nian rises slowly, turning away from the village. Its task is complete. The old year rests, and the new one waits patiently. You feel a sense of calm closure settle within you. Muscles relax, thoughts soften and drift, no longer holding tightly to the day or the year before. The night feels complete. The Nian fades gently into the darkness beyond the fields, leaving behind quiet, warmth, and balance. Its presence becomes memory rather than form. Allow yourself to rest now. The cycle continues. The night is peaceful. Sleep arrives naturally, and the Nian, ancient keeper of seasonal change, returns to stillness as dreams begin to form, slow, steady, and full of quiet renewal.
Dragon, the serene guardian of sky and river.
Imagine a quiet river valley in China, stretching beneath the soft glow of a rising moon. Mist curls lightly above the water's surface, drifting in slow, graceful waves. Bamboo groves sway gently in the night breeze, and the distant call of an owl echoes softly through the mountains. The air is cool and damp, carrying the faint scent of riverstone, pine, and morning dew. Everything feels suspended, still, and ready for rest. In this calm, ancient landscape, the dragon moves silently. In Chinese folklore, dragons are symbols of power, wisdom, and natural balance. In this sleep-friendly retelling, the dragon is a quiet, gentle guardian, flowing like water and drifting like clouds. It watches over rivers, valleys, and the night sky, never frightening, only observing and protecting
with patience and wisdom accumulated over countless centuries.
Picture the dragon as a long, serpentine creature, scales glinting faintly in moonlight, moving with elegant undulations through the night air. Its eyes are calm, reflective pools, holding the memory of mountains, rivers, and forests. Its claws and whiskers are delicate, precise, almost brush-like in their movement. Its breath carries no fire to harm, only the soft warmth of life and serenity. The dragon's habitat is vast and varied, winding rivers, deep mountain valleys, high clouds, and serene lakes. It appears in moments when the natural world is quiet, when humans rest, and when the night itself has settled into a slow, steady rhythm. Anywhere water flows, anywhere the wind drifts between trees and rocks, there the dragon may appear, patient, silent, and steady. Imagine standing by a broad riverbank, the water moving lazily over smooth stones. Moonlight glimmers on the surface, reflecting gentle ripples across your face. The night feels infinite and safe. Then, from above the distant peaks, a shadow moves, long, slow, and flowing. The dragon drifts silently through the sky, following the river's curves, turning each bend with careful grace. You feel no fear, only calm, only awe. A story is told of a small village nestled beside a winding river. The villagers feared storms and floods, yet they also knew of the dragon who watched the waters. One particularly still night, a young villager wandered to the river to watch the moon's reflection. As they sat quietly, a dragon descended slowly, hovering just above the water. Its scales shimmered like liquid silver. It traced its long, elegant body along the river's surface, bending the moonlight into gentle arcs. The villager felt their worries dissolve with each movement. That night, they slept deeply, reassured by the presence of the silent guardian.
The sounds surrounding the dragon are soft, rhythmic, and grounding. The lapping of water on the shore, reeds swaying gently in the wind, the occasional distant call of a night bird, and the faint brush of scales moving over air and stone. These form a natural nocturnal rhythm, encouraging the mind to release tension and the body to relax fully. As you imagine the dragon now, see it coiling slowly above the river, every movement deliberate, every turn measured. Its whiskers float in the breeze, its long serpentine body curls and stretches like smoke rising from water. Let your breathing follow its pace. Inhale slowly, feeling the cool night air. Exhale gently, releasing lingering tension. The dragon encourages wisdom, patience, and trust in natural rhythms. It reminds you that life flows like water, sometimes fast, sometimes slow, and that sleep is a natural part of this flow. Nothing in the night demands effort. Nothing in the dark calls for struggle. Only presence, only awareness, only stillness. Imagine the dragon moving downstream, following the river through narrow passes and wide lakes. Its long body reflects moonlight in soft, rippling arcs.
Fish and small creatures in the water stir gently, sensing the guardian above. A sense of order and calm prevails, as if the night itself bows to its quiet guidance. As the dragon glides closer to the village, lanterns glow softly on the riverbank. Its eyes seem to acknowledge each light, not judging, not alarming. It pauses for a moment, then continues its slow journey, tracing curves of water and shadow in a silent, graceful dance. You feel yourself sinking deeper into relaxation, supported by the dragon's steady presence. Muscles loosen, thoughts stretch and drift. Tension dissolves like mist over the river at dawn. Each breath mirrors the movement of the dragon's body. Inhale slowly as the river flows forward. Exhale gently as shadows and moonlight merge. The dragon encourages reflection without pressure. You do not need to chase thoughts, control outcomes, or hurry toward rest. Let everything arrive naturally, like clouds passing across the sky, or water flowing over stones. Slowly into the highest mountain pass, its body stretching across mist and moonlight. Its movements create arcs of gentle energy that ripple through the forest, across the river, and into the village. The land itself seems to breathe with the dragon, slow, rhythmic, steady.
Now picture it settling in a hidden valley near the river's source. Its long body rests lightly on stones and grass. The moonlight catches its scales one last time before soft shadows swallow its form. You are left in complete calm. Let yourself drift with the dragon. Thoughts become clouds, drifting slowly past the mind. Muscles relax, and your breath finds its natural rhythm. Every heartbeat, every exhale mirrors the river, the mountains, the night itself.
The dragon remains in its quiet valley, present but unseen, a silent guardian of the night. Its influence lingers, ensuring the world remains safe and calm as sleep arrives fully. Allow yourself to rest now. The river continues. The mountains breathe. The night flows steadily. And the dragon, serene guardian of sky and river, watches silently as dreams form. Deep, gentle, and untroubled, carrying you into peaceful sleep. Jiangxi, the gentle guardian of night and dawn. Imagine a quiet village nestled in a valley, shrouded in the soft shadows of evening. The last traces of sunlight fade behind distant mountains, leaving the sky painted in soft shades of blue and lavender. Lanterns hang quietly along narrow streets, their warm glow reflecting in puddles from a gentle evening rain. The air is cool, carrying the soft scent of soil, wood, and the faint sweetness of late-blooming flowers. This is the hour when night and day meet, and the Jiangxi quietly appears. In Chinese folklore, Jiangxi are often described as hopping corpses, sometimes frightening and mischievous. In this sleep-friendly retelling, the Jiangxi is a patient, meditative spirit of transition, guiding the mind gently from wakefulness into sleep, from one cycle to the next, never harmful, never sudden. Picture the Jiangshi as a calm, slow-moving figure. Its posture is upright but relaxed, movements deliberate and measured, almost floating rather than hopping. Its robes are soft, flowing, and light, brushing gently against the earth as it moves. Its face is serene, calm, and reflective, without threat, only a sense of quiet vigilance. The habitat of the Jiangshi is the threshold, the spaces between light and dark, activity and rest. It favors quiet streets at dusk, empty temple courtyards, the edges of forests where the day fades into night, and soft riverbanks at twilight. Wherever the world transitions, the Jiangshi can be imagined as present, maintaining balance and calm.
Imagine walking slowly through the village streets. Each step on cobblestones feels deliberate. Lantern light flickers softly across your face. The Jiangshi appears in the distance, a gentle figure moving quietly along the edges of the road. It does not approach suddenly. It does not make a sound. Its presence is subtle, like a deep exhale of the world settling into calm. A story is told of a traveler who arrived in a village just as dusk fell, feeling restless and uncertain after a long day. They paused in the courtyard of an old temple. As the moon rose, the Jiangshi glided silently past, robes moving with slow grace, almost touching the ground. The traveler felt a sense of reassurance. The day had ended, and night would carry rest. Sleep came easily that evening, as if the Jiangshi had smoothed the transition between consciousness and dreams. The sounds surrounding the Jiangshi are soft, minimal, and grounding. A faint rustle of fabric in the breeze, distant water flowing quietly over stones, insects humming steadily, and leaves shifting gently in the trees. These sounds form a slow nighttime rhythm, inviting calm and gentle focus on breath and body. As you imagine the Jiangshi now, see it moving slowly through the village, each step measured, careful, and precise. Its robes sway softly, catching lantern light. Let your breathing follow its rhythm. Inhale slowly, matching its deliberate pace. Exhale gently, releasing tension and lingering thoughts.
The Jiangshi encourages patience, awareness, and gentle transition. It reminds you that movement does not always need effort, that the passage from day to night is natural and safe. Rest is the natural next step. The mind may wander, but it will follow the rhythm of the world into calm sleep. Imagine the Jiangshi moving toward the edge of a river, the water reflecting twilight shades. Its steps are slow, methodical, almost synchronized with the ripples in the water. Fish and small creatures sense the gentle presence but are unafraid. Peace and order ripple across the landscape, as if the Jiangshi guides the night itself into soft alignment.
As night deepens, lanterns dim further. Mist rises lightly from the riverbanks and forest edges.
The Jiamshi pauses briefly on a stone bridge, gaze lowered, observing the quiet flow of life. Its calm presence extends to the surrounding world. The traveler, or listener imagining the scene, feels the same sense of deep, settled safety. Let yourself follow this gentle flow. Muscles relax completely. Thoughts stretch and soften. The heartbeat slows, matching the slow rhythm of the night and the Jiangshi's deliberate movements. Each exhale is longer, each inhale lighter, and a sense of calm settles over the body and mind.
The Jiangshi eventually drifts quietly out of sight, fading into shadow, yet leaving behind the reassurance of balance and continuity. You remain supported by the world around you, knowing the night is safe and still. Allow yourself to rest now. The village sleeps. The river moves gently. The night holds you in calm, deep support. And the Jiangshi, guardian of transitions between night and day, watches silently from the edges, guiding dreams into peaceful formation as sleep naturally takes you.
Thank you for listening to Folklore Studios. Let the tales of these creatures fade softly into your thoughts. Sleep peacefully, and we'll meet again for more stories of wonder.